Responesta claims you can earn on average $2 per survey and that you can earn anytime and anywhere. That of course sounds great, but I also know that not all claims online are real, so I signed up and tested it myself. And in this video I'll show you exactly how Responesta works, what kind of service you actually get, and what the real results look like. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make money online over the past 10 years. And I have tested also hundreds of paid service sites and taken thousands of paid surveys. And some of you asked me about Responesta and I decided to do a full test of it. And in this video, I'll walk you through the platform step by step, show you the surveys available and break down the earnings based on my own experiences. As always, this is an honest review with real testing based on my own experiences and my own opinion. So then you can use that and decide for yourself whether Responesta is worth your time or not. So let's start by going over who can join. Because on the website itself, you can actually not see any countries you could choose or anything like that. But in the welcome survey you get when you sign up, you can choose your country, or you need to choose your country. And from what I could see, you could choose basically any country. So it does look like you can join from basically all countries. But just be aware that how many surveys you will get, of course, will vary depending on your country. We'll talk more about this when I show you inside and where to find the surveys. And after the initial welcome survey, I also got a few other welcome surveys that all paid me. So I do like that. It didn't take long, maybe a total of like 5-10 minutes. And then I had earned $1.50. So that's quite a good welcome, something I definitely liked. And overall, it does promise that you can earn quite a lot. It says here on the website that on average you will get $2 per survey. So that sounds very appealing because that would be very high compared to basically any other service site. It also says you can take surveys anytime, anywhere, on any device. And I, of course, as mentioned, decided to test this. So let's now log in and see what happens on the inside. So I am now logged into Responesta and I do like the clean design layout. There are not a lot of distractions and you can just log in and then you can see the available surveys. However, you can see no service for you right now. So that's one thing to keep in mind, that there's no guarantees that there will be surveys. And I have tested, as mentioned, hundreds of paid service sites, and on the majority of them there are always some for me where I live, but on Responesta I have logged in on and off for a couple of weeks and I haven't actually yet been able to get a survey. It's very important to understand that this does not mean that you do not get service. It just means that you will likely not get as many as on many other service sites, and of course this can also vary depending on the country you live in. I would love to hear you if you decide to use this and test this after watching this video. Which country are you from? How many surveys have you found there? And how much do they actually pay? But also what they then do have is a Telegram channel. You can also find these browser push. So that means you get a notification in your browser on your computer. But many service sites have that. But a Telegram channel is something that there's not that many surveys that have. So this is a Telegram bot that will actually send service to you when it is available. So it can be quite convenient if you like taking paid service on your phone especially. But you can also use Telegram on your computer, of course. But in general, if you like Telegram, I think that the real benefit of this is, for example, Telegram, I often have it or always have it open, so whether I'm on computer or phone, then you can just turn on the notification and you'll be told when there's a paid service. So I do like that aspect of it, something I have not seen on many other service sites. But let's also talk about how you can get paid before we talk more about the overall earning potential. So to get to the payout option, you need to go to your profile. This is a little bit confusing. I do not understand why they don't just have something called redeem or something like that. But that would be a little bit more user-friendly. That's what basically all other service sites do, also to make it easy for you to see right away how you can get paid. And here you can then see that you can redeem, and it says balance there that it's 150 points. That's the equivalent of $1.50 there. And then you can click to redeem. But you can also see here that I need $10 to redeem. They also say that on the website before you log in. So just keep that in mind. Of course, if it actually really does pay $2 per survey or more, because it says it does it on average, then of course it wouldn't take long. But let's talk more about that now. This claim, how much you can earn per survey and how much you can overall expect to earn. So when it comes to the earning potential on Responesta, then as we went over at the beginning, it says here that you can earn anytime, anywhere. But of course, that does not mean that there's always guaranteed options available. So if you interpret this that you can just join and then there will always be service, so you can always take service, well, that's definitely not true. As you can see, I've tested it for a couple of weeks now. I have not been able to get one single survey yet. So based on my test, I cannot yet conclude if they actually do pay on average $2 per survey, because they just do not have any service available for me. That does not mean that they don't pay that, but what I do find confusing is that in the FAQ section it says on average you will get 150 points. So in the FAQ section it says that you will get on average $1.50 per survey. On the website itself it says $2. So this is a little bit confusing and they're not clear about the exact earning potential themselves. But as mentioned, I would love to hear from you if you have actually tested it. Does it pay this much for you, and which country are you in? How many surveys do you in general get? Personally, from what I can see, it looks interesting, and I would say it can be worth checking out. I can't conclude if I really recommend it or don't recommend it because I don't really have any service available yet. I will keep an eye on it for a while and see if it comes up so I can really keep checking it. But many people have asked my opinion about it. I would say there are no huge red flags or anything like that. I do like the payout options. It offers PayPal, for example, but also in some countries supposedly bank transfer and charity donations. So I do like those aspects. So I would say based on my test, the earning potential is not great, at least not for me, but that's because the services are not really available. The whole claim about the average of $1.50 to $2 per survey, I really can't conclude. I can just say that I'm not really impressed with what I have seen so far. I do like the usability, but of course it's always frustrating when you can't get the service with your profile or where you live in. But I wanted to show you that's sometimes also the case for me, because sometimes people, they say on the video where I show a service site where I have a ton of opportunities and they are frustrated that they are not available to them, but that happens to me also, to most other people, and I wanted to show that also. And I would say that you should probably not expect to earn a lot from Responesta unless you live in one of the bigger English-speaking countries. Usually that's how it is. If it's a service site where I don't have a lot of options, then usually there are only a few countries where you can really find a lot of service there. So I would say if you live in other countries, then this is probably not worth it. And even if you do live in one of the bigger English-speaking countries, I would say you should not rely on this as the only option. I do have a list of the highest paying service sites that I have come across where you can always find surveys. I will leave a link to that. I have it on my website, so you can go and check that out below for alternatives for Responesta there. I also do have a video here on my channel where I show some surveys that actually often pay more than $50 per survey. Of course, they're hard to qualify for, but there are options like that. I'll leave that video here on the screen so you can watch that next if you want some more inspiration. And finally, if this video helped you, please make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.